Another tough day at work today. Steve Kirk think I suck. Throw back a few wobbly pops, feeling down on my luck. And the interns ruin every show. But it's still where we want to go. It's Mike and the Minifans. 'Cause nobody had any better plans. You want to be with DC and our aim in a hand. The host can't see it's Mike and the Minifans. And nobody's seen real MHB. This whole thing is a sham. You never see him pee. It's Mike and the Minifans.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is July 21st. Welcome to Mike and the Minifans. I'm Visualist Dave here with Little People Big World Guy, I believe making his network debut. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And everybody knows Clout Tante.
I already regret coming on, VD. Yeah, but I'm a good guy, so I'm here.
I just got followed by an account that's Monsante's Lonely Calendar. That's 100% SIG, right?
SIG. No, I think it's actually probably my former roommate, Trans Memes. Trans Memes is on a big time kick of anonymous accounts. He's currently trolling Clemmer pretty hard. It seems like it might be him.
Got it. I was supposed to be joined here. I want to start off before we get into any show stuff. I was supposed to be joined by Tony Cass and Blind Owl. Two guys I do enjoy. Blind Owl at least had the integrity to bail last night. I'm going to pull up his exact excuse. We're going to listen to both these gentlemen's excuses, and we're going to kind of pick through them a little bit. Blind Owl said last night, "Sorry, boys, can't make it tomorrow night. Something that I thought was tonight turns out to be tomorrow." So that's a classic, you mix up your Thursday night, Friday night plans situation. That happens a lot, right?
That's okay. Can we get to the best one I've ever heard?
All right. This is from Tony Cass.
This is award winning. This is the
Mind
best.
you, I live in Los Angeles. He lives in New Hampshire. So just a little bit of context. Hey, Dave, and this is, mere hours before we go live. Hey, Dave, I hate to do this, but I got to miss tonight. These goddamn flood warnings stranded my counterpart at home, so I have to work. But next time for sure. So I'm supposed to know that there's floods apparently going on in New Hampshire, which may or may not exist. But also because there's a flood, he has to work. Where normally it's like, if there's a flood, work probably gets canceled, if anything, right? You don't get extra scheduled unless, I could be wrong, maybe Tony Cass is like a frontline firefighter out there putting out.
No, something tells me he's not doing a job with that much masculinity required. I don't know. No, nothing wrong with that. If you've seen Tony Cass and seen his earrings, it's pretty obvious.
I won't accept.
Even after what he just did to you. As I was driving home the other day, I got my GPS would say flood warnings. I don't know what it meant because it was nice out. So I don't know what that means. It's one of the best and worst excuses of all time. I think it was a chain reaction. If Blind Owl does not bail, you are doing a show right now with Tony Cass and Blind Owl.
You think they're a package deal?
1,000%.
The 6-hour notice of someone being stranded is pretty good.
Pretty good. I just don't understand how there's a flood, so that means you do have work. If anything, there's a flood and it's stay home.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be out and about. Work doesn't matter. There's a flood coming, but it is what it is. If anyone's experiencing flood in New Hampshire, please let us know in the chat. Chat looking good. Oh yeah, I should address that I did get a haircut.
Yeah, you look good.
It's too hot in Los Angeles. I had to go to Kendall, my gay barber, who I go to maybe once a year. I told him, you know what? You're the artist here. Just do what you want to do. And he did his thing.
Really? Is that what you said to him?
Yeah. I've always been bad in that situation when you go to get a haircut. Unless you have a buzz cut. If you have even medium or long hair, it's what do you want to do? It's I don't know. I just need a haircut.
I always feel super gay too, telling him.
Super gay.
A little bit on the side. It's people are listening to me and jooking me. That's why you got to go to someone so they don't ask that question. Once you say it 2 or 3 times, the usual, you're just oof, that's the least gay thing I could have said right there. But how do you want it? You're a little,
I go see
He's a-
my buddy's girlfriend does my hair, and every time she asks me, it's been like a year plus. And
Are
she
you
asks
a
me every
Delco
time.
guy?
I am, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I can hear it.
You're
Yeah.
just figuring that out. You're just
Yeah.
figuring that out, Minton. That's
Well,
the
I'm
best part of
listening
his
to him.
calls.
I'm listening. He could live in the middle of Kansas, but his parents could be from that area. I can hear it. He's such a Delco guy. It's perfect.
It's a great accent.
You
I
look
don't
the
even know what
part
that
too.
means.
This is no, it's good. It's a compliment.
Thanks.
Andy Mayo was also going to come on, but there he says like Ziggy will be mad at him if he comes on this, so he has to pretend like he doesn't like me. There's a whole bunch of it's harder than I thought getting guests for this show, so I just had to call Monsante, who I knew would say yes at a moment's notice. Luckily, Little People Big World guy stepped right up, right into his debut slot. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with what's fresh. The Today Show with Whitney. I'm a big fan of Whitney. I think he's probably the best regular guest, no offense, Monsante, that they get. I don't know. I just like him and Kirk's chemistry. He knows enough about the show where he can kind of like hang in on some of the jokes. I love when he shits on Cullinane. Little People, Big World guy. How do you feel about Whitney on the show?
He brings out the best in Dave because there's like a unearned confidence when when Whitney's around. Like he knows what he's talking about with them, and he's just complete moron all the time. But when Whitney's around, he just says stuff just for no reason, and they just both just bury him and beat him up. It's the best.
He gets more sensitive too when Whitney's around. Like he'll fight. He'll like he's just on his toes the whole time, which is
because he looks up to him.
He does.
Yep.
Cullinane. If you looked at strictly a sleep schedule, like through 3 years, you could pinpoint when he's going to be in the next day. 1,000%. No, he is. I'm telling you, I still like Polar. I think Polar's right behind Whitney. I think it goes Whitney, Polar. Because Whitney, he definitely knows enough about the show. He works at Barstool. He has a very interesting current career and past career. Now he's dynamite every time he goes in.
Yeah,
there's not many people.
Go ahead.
There's not many people who can actually give it to Kirk.
Yeah,
that Kirk's going to take it. So.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I think he livens up Kirk a little bit. They have their little like Barstool gossip that they like to do. Who do we think? Whitney, texted this name to Kirk about this person was talking shit about Cullen. Do you even think that was real, or do you think he texted
that?
Him,
that was definitely
up?
real. That was it's good. No, I think it's actually real.
Yeah, I don't think it's real.
I think he texted him. I'm just making this up.
Yeah,
just absolutely fucking with Cullinane.
You could be right.
A lot of love for the new haircut in the chat. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, folks. All right, here. The way I kind of broke this down wasn't episode by episode. I kind of just have bullet points by person, so we'll go through it that way because it's hard to remember which episode was which. I've always said this. I think like when Kirk, quote unquote, retires, and I'm talking down the line. I think
decades away.
I think Kirk, Portnoy, Whitney podcast that's just like once every 2 weeks, just like a nice 2-hour podcast when they're all in their retirement years. I think that would be a great podcast. Me personally. Hot take? No, not really.
No, I mean I would agree. It would just be 3 people bullying each other.
yeah, just nonstop bullying.
Yeah.
Cloud Tante, thoughts?
No, I agree. I mean, I've said that for a while. Like, I think if Portnoy were to break away from Barstool, I think that you have people like Whitney and Kirk to follow him and continue doing it because they're kind of old school. They all kind of think the same way. So no, I agree wholeheartedly. I also think if Kirk wanted to, I know he has zero interest in doing it. I think he would do a great job in Eddie's old role of hosting that podcast. If he just did like an ounce of attention to, inside Barstool stuff, he would probably be able to pry Dave and whatnot and kind of get some good clips out of it. But he has no interest in doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought Eddie was very overrated in that role. Most people liked him. I thought he was kind of a zero. And I like Eddie, but he was too much of a pussy. Like, I know the show's supposed to be Dave Portnoy show, but he was just too much of a pussy. All right, let's move on to Kirk. This was at an early show in the week. Him talking about how when he was a kid and he would just nut in his pants and then just walk around with it for the rest of the day. Have you ever met, I mean, we've all been that age of teenager where you're doing some questionable stuff, but like you at least go to a bathroom or you have a nap. Like you don't just nut in your pants. That's a psychopath move.
I did it once. It was not a common thing. I did it once, 7th grade,
and never again. Right? Was it on purpose?
Yeah. Absolutely was.
You mentioned on the show, Monsante, that every guy's done that, and I can't remember a moment that happened in my life, but I was interested. You was like, oh, everyone had that, so I was like, you have to say what you did.
Yeah, I was at a.
Let's hear the story.
The reason I know I was in 7th grade is because the girl who made this happen, who dared me to do it, essentially, they were sitting on stage during like class elections or whatever, and she was sitting there, and she just was not crossing her legs. And I was just looking at, so I was doing like a really aggressive thigh rub. That's like 8 minutes led to I got to where I had to go.
So you're saying Dave probably did it with his teacher when she did it to him in school?
For sure,
probably. I think ejaculating in your underwear. I think 3 out of 4 guys have done.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm usually just pit stop to a bathroom real quick, or
I think that's almost weirder.
I don't know
about that.
It's very uncomfortable.
Oh Jesus, what the fuck is going on? Yeah,
it's very uncomfortable. Just and Menners, you can throw a lot of these comments up. Just let these comments rip on the screen. Let's get the chat involved here. Anybody in the chat?
Comic guy right now?
Yeah, he's my intern. Anybody in the chat are. Because I know, like, I'm even thinking of my friends. I had one friend who used to beat off during band class and just nut on the floor.
Oh my god, that's way worse than.
No, it's not. It's not worse. It's just not worse than
ejaculating on the floor.
Walking around with the underwear full of nut for like 2 hours is crazy. It's crazy.
We're not going to overlook what you just said. Ejaculating on the floor and like, does he at least clean it up?
It wasn't. No.
No, that's horrible. That's like an assault.
You go in this kid's basement. There was just nut everywhere.
If you're in band, why are you even masturbating? Just fuck. All those band people in high school just fucked each other. They had more sex than anybody.
We were in all boys middle school.
Okay, that's a difference.
So that's your answer there. That's your answer there.
That's a difference. Okay.
All right, moving on. The Big Cat and Jerry and Kirk airport experience. I can relate to this a little bit. I've had a few great airport experiences. I've been on record saying that I could live in the Miami airport or Terminal 4. I could live there. Everything I need is there. I love it. It's a magical place. Any airport stories for you fellas that stick out?
Nothing
crazy.
I'm a driver.
You are a driver. Waiting to go to Vegas. Besides that, nothing crazy.
Vegas. You know who he sounds like? Do you know who's that comedian who always makes fun of like the Ravens because he's from Baltimore? It's very similar accent. Stabby. You sound like you sound like him when he's doing like the Flacco videos. Have you seen those Little People Big World guys?
Yeah, I think his is a little exaggerated and fake. It's natural. Mine's earned.
Yeah, true. All right, I'll move on from airports. Apparently, that's not a relatable thing.
Well, not everyone has a fucking billionaire mogul father,
Yeah, well, what is that got to do with airports?
Flying's not cheap.
I said I could live in the Miami airport.
Could.
No, I'm not flying's not cheap. I don't fly. I don't travel. I really don't travel. Mayor Pete these days. Yeah. I do. So I work with dogs. A lot of people they board their dogs that we've trained with us when they're traveling, and pretty much over the last month, every person has like called and been like, "Oh, my flight's canceled." The extra 2 days. I don't think flights work anymore. I don't think the airports work. I'm terrified to try to fly somewhere, especially if I'm trying to like quick hit. Kansas City. It's like your flight gets delayed and the whole weekend's fucked,
If you're gonna fly the first 18 days of the month, first 3 weeks, you'll be safe. The last week are when things go haywire.
Why is that?
I covered this with Roscoe, but a lot happened during COVID. A lot of people were forced to retire because of the vaccine mandates, and pilots can only fly 70 hours a month, which is not a lot. So by the time the end of the month comes up, they're out of pilots to fly. But of course, the people are too greedy to actually give money back to people. So they sell these tickets knowing most of these flights will go unflown.
So we need more pilots is what you're saying.
We need more pilots.
Dan Hammer in the chat says jerked off on a road trip in the backseat and then had to walk into a store. Skull emoji. Killer says I can't wait to hear VD's question for El Chapo. Acronym guy. Yeah. Okay. Moving on here. I want to bring up something that might be a little bit controversial, and this has to do with the case, right? So the news comes out this week that this guy, murder charges were fugazi, beat the case. He didn't beat the case, but he beat the case for now. And then Kirk was kind of like, oh, yeah, I kind of knew all along this was going to happen, and, like, I'm not that surprised. I mean, he took a 18-month victory lap. I solved the murder. I feel like you got to hold the L there. You can't just be like, oh yeah, that was always going to happen. I feel like you got to hold that L a little bit more.
Even if you do a podcast, the goal is never to actually have actual charges be brought up. I think you win if you get the charges brought up. Listen, you can't close the case yourself. That's up to the legal system, which is beyond fucked. So, yeah, honestly, it hurts a little bit. I think you add an asterisk next to it, but I don't think it's an absolute total.
No, it's an L. It's worse than an L to me. I mean, this is celebrating a huge goal. You know, you pop the kid off, and then it comes back on VAR that you're like 3 yards off sides.
No, he's not off sides. Right now it's in VAR.
This is also like in 2 months, everyone's going to forget about it, and everyone's going to go back to thinking he solved a murder, though. So it's like when a national championship gets taken away. I would
stay with that.
You still
True.
won.
It's like Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush still has his Heisman. Yeah. Come on, we all know.
Yeah, he should have got ahead of it. He should have heard that it was going to happen, and like one day before, been like, you know what? I'm taking back that victory lap. Just get it back real quick. You're probably right, though. No one's going to remember this part of the story. Do you think Kevin Mailer did it? Asked Rico Petrocelli, great last name. I don't know. I don't know if he did it. That's a lot of murders. I've been on a lot of meth heads. They're not that they're not that capable. You're not that, your life's kind of in chaos, but could I see it happening? Absolutely. Quick side note for the boys, it's been going viral on Twitter. Who is from Killer Kowalski? Who's more valuable, a running back or Justin Tucker? I'm a Justin Tucker guy. I'm a firm.
It's not even close, actually.
I'm a firm believer even in that. If you take a first round running back, you should be fired. That would have got Brett Veach fired, but I just think running backs. I'm sick of their shit. I'm sick of hearing about this storyline.
I actually wanted to bring this up the other day because Kirk wants no part of talking about it, but I'd be curious to hear his take. No, I agree wholeheartedly. Pachicho. You can just plug and play a running back as long as you scout right. But I mean, we're getting way off topic here. But you know who made a great point about this? Was box eating dad to Joshinho.
What did he say?
Because Joshinho, I thought, made a good point, saying you drafted Saquon second overall. If you don't give him a second contract, that just proves that you failed them. And then box eating dad hit back with, well, it wasn't the GM's pick. Good point.
Yeah, he got fired.
Good points. Two good points.
Great point here by Bueller Menners. If you could post this one, he says it's the best thing that could have happened for the story because now they can go get Mailer again. That's true.
Like
we're back on his ass.
Yeah, he has to want to come on. That would be so good.
Well, imagine if he now takes the victory lap. Mailer, he should.
Yeah, he should.
Monsante, you should try to book him. You should try to get him on Montante's road. We got to hear both sides of the story.
I agree with you. I would be open to having Mr. Mailer on.
Moving on to something even more serious. So Whitney, this is why I like Whitney, because no other guest would have probably done this except maybe Portnoy. We find out that Kirk's been driving around with something hanging off of his car, which when you're a rich guy, you drive a rich guy car, you got to be kind of buttoned up. You can't be the rich guy with the car that has one thing fucked up. It actually, and he's not a rich guy, but it's a White Sox Dave move who drove around Chicago for 2 months without missing a mirror.
Yeah.
It's a bad look. That's just there's no other way around it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'll never have that problem, but that's the one thing that if you have that, it's got to be tight. You have to keep it tight.
You got to keep it tight. Monsante.
Yeah, if I were him, I would.
You're a guy that drives a lot, Monsante. You should know kind of car etiquette.
No, I think you just got to go to the professionals, take it back to the dealership. You work 2-3 days. Well, he's been super busy, but I mean, you have more time than the average person working 50 hours a week.
Unpin that comment, Menners. Unpin that comment, please.
Yeah, just go to the dealership and like, I know it's not a big deal, but slip somebody a 50 and just get the fucking thing taken care of once.
Those, I feel like when you have a car like that, you don't even go to the dealership. I feel like they come and just pick it up, and they leave you. And I feel like you get that kind of service. Not that I would know.
I feel like you don't have a license.
It is expired, but it's coming in the mail. I did drive I rode dirty without a suspended license.
There's a comment that they think these guys, Rico Petrocelli, a fellow Guinea, trying to do the one guy, Rob M, who posted that is the worst. Nady was right about him.
This is a listener question. This is a listener question.
Shut up, Rico.
So Mitt Romney, right? That's who tried to ruin the Glizzies.
Correct.
Something that Kirk did. He called it. So I've been trying to bring the word bozo back. I feel like it's an underrated word, especially with a Delco accent. Calling somebody a bozo.
Okay. You know what? I was saying, I think you're wrong, but in that part of the country, it plays.
But so Kirk today called him a squid, which is another one I'm going to add to my arsenal. We got to bring squid back. That's such like a 90s, nice 90s insult. Any thoughts on squid or any other words we need to bring back that are PG, Monsante, not those words.
Ooh, no, squid's good. I feel like we're missing maybe one blatant omission. I can't think of what those 80s and 90s like middle school insults that you see like on TV were dynamite. We got bring back dynamite, but yeah, bring back some of these old things. Kirk's bringing back retard, which I think is good for society. Society went south when we got it left for a little bit.
It hasn't left.
It never left. It never left.
It left my community. That word went away for like 4 or 5 years around here.
Publicly. Not if I did a FOIA request on your phone, you're firing off or you never stop.
I think I did. There's other words that the one thing I disagree with culinating, the FAG word never went away. That was hot in middle school and then stayed hot throughout here. Remember culinating saying like, oh, I haven't heard that word in 6 years? That was bullshit. But the R word actually did take a hiatus. At least from my life.
Agreed. Well, what did you guys think about the caller today who said that it was a poorly delivered call, but he's like, oh, Kirk and Cullen, and you both do the thing where you pretend you don't know a guy's name that you definitely know. I actually agree with that caller. I think Monsante, you started doing it too. I've told you that. I think you do it.
You're such a cocksucker. I fucking hate you. You're so annoying because you knew that would bother me. No, shut the fuck up. I don't do that whatsoever.
I'm gonna keep an eye out. I'm gonna send it to you.
Keep an eye out. Yeah, as you're fucking training dogs, keep an eye out for that.
I don't know, but I do think it's a common like broadcaster thing that people do where they're especially Kirk. Sometimes I feel like he's a little bit embarrassed to know as much as he knows, but then even he can remember when Tim's on the show, he's like, oh yeah, Tim, you didn't like the case. Like he just knows shit about Tim and Cannon. So he knows everything. And I feel like maybe sometimes he's a little bit, he does the thing too, where he says, oh, I didn't listen to it. I skipped around, but then he knows like exactly what was said. That's a big
he does that. Those are similar. Also, like he'll even do that like with sports stuff sometimes. To not be like. Yeah. But then you get him in the. But then you get him in the. Then you get him in the dozen, and he'll get somewhere in 10 seconds. Like where's that when you're in the pod? No, I agree.
It doesn't.
I agree.
Add up.
Dave, I could believe it all more because he's so absent-minded. But I agree with you with what you say with Kirk.
Yeah, I think Dave actually is just having trouble remembering. I don't think he's doing that intentionally.
That's a valid point. That is a valid point. He is just dumb. He's just dumb. That'll transition us right into our, not to trigger your Monsante, that'll transition us right into our Cullinane section of my notes.
I did trigger a little bit. Go ahead.
So Cullinane,
we're all adults here.
Back-to-back production fuck-ups this week. Back-to-back. I mean, the Barstool, I actually think the bad sound didn't bother me that much. I can deal with bad sound, although it is amazing how much more of a lisp Kirk has when he's not on home field. That lisp doesn't travel well.
I pick up on lisp. I think actually I might have a slight one myself. I don't pick up that with Kirk all that well. I don't hear too much of a lisp.
I hear it. I don't know. But I hear it.
I'm re-listening back when there's not new episodes, and I'm at the like Gina
super old
all that
episode.
When he's like away, and they did one. I think it's when they did it on like the show website. The list is horrible,
real bad.
It's very bad.
Yeah.
What was the show? What was the show web? how far back? I've listened since the beginning. They were doing off at the website for a little bit.
There was like 2 shows.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Give me 2 seconds. I can tell you exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the website?
It's when he's on his AirPods on the phone, or if he's like just not at the home studio. There's even if you listen to like shout out Quantum Kirk, Daver and Laser's show. When you listen to those old episodes, you can even hear it more, and the sound used to be so bad, like in those early episodes.
It's funny. I like other podcasts I listen to, like when they'll play back a clip from 2017 to like cite themselves. It just sounds
terrible.
bad. It's like watching football. Like you watch like a highlight from 2003. You're like, what?
Yeah,
like,
it looks slow.
Yeah, it's fucking bizarre. Like you just don't realize it in the time, But
it was July 2010 or 2020.
So COVID, so mid-COVID,
so that's pretty deep into the show. I mean, not deep, but that's so well established. I don't remember that era, to be honest.
Yeah, neither do I. For some
Mayo, the coward in the chat. I would never fire Cullinane, but if I had to choose his replacement, I'd choose Ken Laird. I don't know enough about Ken Laird.
I know. Is that Mayo? Andrew?
Yeah, that'd be great. It would lead to a ton more WEEI talk, which would be just amazing. So, where do you guys land on this Frank the Tank scandal? It obviously bothers Cullinane very much. I kind of see his point, but I kind of don't.
His point's right, but it's just you have to understand.
No.
Frank the Tank plays by different rules.
His point is only right because Frank is so successful at it. Portnoy has always let people do the cameo thing, and most people, they probably make a little bit of money, but no one would care if Frank had 5 cameos a day. They only care because he's so good at it, which is kind of bullshit. So it's like you're gonna let people do stuff, but then if I get too good at it, you're gonna stop it. Like it's a yes or no. You either allow it or you don't. There's not really a gray area for me.
You're right. Also, Frank the Tank is a top 15 most important Barstool employee, for better or worse. So you can get away with that. Big guy can get away with a lot. People, not saying they're similar, but saying he holds weight. Every time these athletes go in there, they always reference him first. So Frank the Tank, he just
does numbies.
He plays by a different set of rules. So
he's
right.
He's what else would he be doing throughout?
Exactly.
The day? What else would you have him do?
He'd be. Oh, exactly. You're right.
Plus, you step into a negotiation with Frank the Tank, and it's like, all right, where else are you going to work? First of all. Second of all, it's like we let you make $90,000 a year off Cameo, so like we're not really negotiating here. I'm giving you maybe a little raise, but he's probably making what, like 200 grand?
All things said and done, all things included.
Not non-Cameo, just
Barstool,
just salary. Yeah,
I would say probably 160. 160.
Yeah. So I mean, he's doing great for himself.
He's making $250,000.
Kirk's afraid to admit that he likes Frank the Tank. He's afraid to admit it. Because even when Whitney was on today, they were laughing about Frank, like it was a genuine laugh. Like he is absurd. Nobody is meant to, unless maybe you're a Mets fan, consume all his content. Like you just catch clips where you catch him. It's like
if Kirk didn't talk about him, then he would actually not like it. The fact that he talks about him as frequently as they do, most of it's Cullinane bringing it up. He's definitely fond of him. I called in like 3 years ago, saying that they should bring Frank the Tank on the show, and I got.
He should. I mean, he's like, I'm so confused by him. It's like, have him on and talk to him. I would actually be interested to hear if Kirk can like get behind the shtick.
Could you imagine? I think it would be a great third seat.
There was an episode where Frank called in after like the first dozen appearances with them, and Frank was like, "What time do you guys come into the office and all?" Like he's just totally unaware.
He's in his own world.
I think he's in his own world. Monsante, where are you putting this on the scale of good strains of autism out of 10?
Oh, it's
because it can be kind of an inconvenient strain.
No, it's great. It's not elite. It's a great strain of autism.
Like a high third round pick, late second round pick.
I think it would be a reach in the first round, but if you get him second round, good value. Third round is a steal.
You can't run my team. Look at the numbers he's putting up. That's a first round pick.
That's true.
You might be right. Yeah,
you might be right.
Yeah,
you might be right.
Frank's very. Yeah, he's good. Chris Clemmer had a very Frank the Tank like rant today. Did you guys see he lost one of his little over under innings things? And have you seen this clip, VD?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, it came out maybe 15 minutes before he went live.
Maybe
was
Menners
wrong.
could, in the meantime, pull it up.
Oh,
if
please,
he's
Menners,
capable.
if you're listening to it. Yeah, but the clip starts. It's something that Kirk always kind of jokes about Frank. Like, all right, Frank, go. The clip literally starts. Whoever's filming Clemmer goes ready, and then Clemmer just gets into this like super over the top.
I love when you hear
rant.
the ready. Yeah, I love.
Yeah,
when you
the
hear
fact
the
that
ready.
they used to hear the ready, it's just like, wow, that is sheesh.
Killer's saying he could book Frank for Montante's World. Would you be interested in having Frank the Tank on Montante's World?
Oh, Frank, we're DM buddies.
Your
buddies.
podcast, he would just come on and do his Mets thing, Mets. So what? I don't know about baseball. I do know little people. Big World guy knows a thing or two about ball. The Mets are terrible, right? Are the Phillies good?
They're trying. They streak and then they let down after that. So
you guys got a ring not that long ago, though, right?
Wait,
10 years.
They were in the World Series last. They were in the World Series last year as well.
Yeah. Oh, they were. Oh, 08. That was 08. Oh my God, time flies.
Also, whoever B is for Rico Bosco calls today. Rico isn't calling him in there. Jesus, what's going on here? So he had a lot to make up for.
Hit and miss with those calls. Very hit and miss for me.
I think he hits way more than he misses.
60-40. 60-40.
I'll go 70-30, but you're not far off.
I think he maybe just a little bit, just 10% less call. Just
the chase calls don't hit as much as they should. We
get
it.
Neither do the Kathy ones.
Yeah, but the random ones when he calls in as like random people, those hit. Yeah, those hit like a 90% rate. They're good.
Oh, what a transition! Next thing in my notes is the Rico section.
There we go.
Manners, I guess, not going to get the clip. Terrible producer.
Yeah, good job.
Rico, what do we think about Rico wanting a commercial ice maker and making it sound like it would be the most convenient thing in the world to just be able to get those big bags of ice at your house?
Oh, he's dead ass right.
He's right. How much ice are you guys using?
Enough. Like, dude, if I go to the beach, you don't understand. If it's a beautiful weekend here, I'll go to 7-Eleven and Andy K's, and if you're sold out of ice for a cooler, you're sold out of ice. You're fucked. You're fucked. You're fucked. I make ice. I have little ice trays. I'm doing 8 ice trays a month. It's something. If you have the space for it, that is a great luxury item.
Okay. So it's not June or July or August. What are you doing with all that ice?
I'm still boozing. You need the ice.
That's a lot of ice.
That's a lot of booze. No, I think
it's not like it's going to go bad.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you don't have an ice maker, like,
I don't.
in your fridge. Yeah, but I just think
my water line got disconnected. I don't have.
You don't have water right now?
No, to my ice thing. The fucking thing. I was moving my fridge, got disconnected. I had to put it back in.
It's like power's out, water's cut off. Yeah, no, I mean that just it seems a little bit extra to me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think it's a great call.
You go without not having ice when it's the worst. We moved into a new house and the freezer doesn't have an ice maker on it, and I think if we knew that, it would have been a total game changer.
Yeah. It's a tough. Even having the water dispenser on the fridge, that's a game changer.
I've never had that.
Oh, it's nice. Woo, it's nice.
I'm a K. Yeah, not mine. You know who's anti-ice?
Daver.
No, I think he's pro-ice. Thad Castle.
Why is that?
It just forever. You go over his house, he makes you a mixed drink. He'll hand you like a lukewarm drink. He never does ice. And if he does do ice, they always complain about it. He'll make a huge deal. He's like, all right, ice is. It's like, dude, just fucking put ice in my drink, please. It's not what it is.
Rico Petrocelli.
Jesus Christ.
Seabright, $24 a pound. See, I guess in LA, I don't deal with the ice selling out. There's always ice. The first place I go, $2 for a pound. I think. Does that sound right? $2 a pound.
Yeah, no, that's a fair price.
24 a pound, or $4 for 2 pounds. How much do those bags weigh? Those are like 4-pound bags.
So they come in like a sleeve, and I think the sleeve has like 2 separate bags in it. So you usually rip open the sleeve and take one. Usually, I think ice will run you $3.99.
Yes, I guess. Mayo is a little people big world guy. Danny Hammer, Monsante, any World Cup live betting. Is the Women's World Cup going on right now?
Yeah, I fucking bet Canada last night because I thought they had more rights than the Nigerian women. And like 2 minutes after I did it, Canada got a PK, and this fucking bitch took the laziest penalty I've ever seen. It was so terrible. Yeah, I'm on that cunt Megan Rapinoe to get a goal tonight and get booked. Plus
Montante,
650.
skinny funny BA. Montante is a face like the moon. That's a throwback to Montante's first ever appearance on YouTube, where we did call him Mikey Moonface because it was just dark and it was just a beautiful moon of a face. So
I think I grew out of my love for BA.
You grew out of it.
Yeah, it was like 3-4 years ago and strong, but.
Another Rico point here. Rico's big idea. They're talking Taylor Swift, and his big idea was like bands should bring out special guests like on tour. Like that isn't a thing that's been happening for the past I don't know, like at least 100 years. I don't know.
I think he's saying like more frequently, make it like a staple of the show.
Everybody does it. No, like every big concert I've ever been to has had a special guest.
I've never seen it. How long we leave that? How long we leave that comment up? By the way, who's running this?
Yeah, it's like one of the most common things in the world.
I've never seen it.
I couldn't tell if he was kidding or not, but he wasn't kidding. And then nobody really realized what they were saying. I mean, everybody that goes on tour, they bring out special guests in a certain city. You know, you're in Chicago, you bring a Chicago person out. They're so on and so forth.
He then went on to give examples of concerts he's been to where it happened.
Yeah. I felt like nobody in the room was like understanding what they were saying. I was waiting for someone to be like, "What are you talking about?" But they all kind of were just like, "Oh yeah, I guess I would." I don't know why people don't do that. All right, moving on to Monsante here. Let's talk about what's the deal with you making these fake DMs.
Okay, so this is why you annoy me. This is why you have to remember VD is a troll first, friend second. And I sometimes get lost in that. I think that you're friend first, but you always remind me very humbly. Yeah, you know that's not the case. What's next?
What happened? So what happened?
You know the segment's going slow when you're asking for questions.
We're doing a show.
When you have to no, listen to me. I'm not done yet. When you have to go on your burner to ask yourself a question. That's when you know things are going slow. You think I would know how to fucking fake a DM? Next question, VD. Shut up.
Yeah, but you got people that could do it for you. So wait, because Cullinane kind of implied that you're the one that faked the DMs.
I explained the whole thing to Cullinane beforehand. He's just doing performative shit. Like he did
Skinny Funny BA says, time to fix that abomination.
That's sneakers.
That's
sneakers. Address them correctly.
That's not sneakers.
Definitely is.
No, it's not. That Skinny Funny BA has been around forever. It's not sneakers. Rico only knows because of Ed Sheeran. Sig also got bit by Canada. You guys are brothers in arms in that one. Tough questions. Yeah, this is where the questions get tough, especially for Monsante. He can't handle the heat. So is Elvin one of the? Do you think he had this planned out in advance, or he did the segment as a joke? You asked about it, and he was like, "Ooh,
VD."
Because he said.
I'll give you the timeline.
That's what all I'm asking for is, and I'm having to pull it out of you here.
Well, get to the fucking point. They get Jesus Christ. New haircut, still slow. No, so he set up E to do this.
Haircut got to do with being slow.
Oh, new guy, still slow. So he set up E because he doesn't listen to the show, so he set him up to be like, hey, we have to be careful what we say on this network because we can get pulled. So then E naturally is like, oh, like what COVID stuff, blah blah blah. He set him up for this. He then wrote down when E was like, oh, like why are they, watching what we say, blah blah blah, and then he tweeted out the clip. So this is all orchestrated by Elvin. Yeah, he didn't know that I was gonna call E and ask about it, but this worked out perfectly for Elvin. What a weird move.
So do you think you were just being set up then?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, they knew you were gonna. They knew.
Yeah, 100%.
No, so, Elvin didn't put that out there knowing I would call E. It was just happenstance and it worked out well for him.
So this week, Montante's got stuffed in a locker by Elvin, and he got stuffed in a locker by my guy T Money, Trent South.
Oh, shut up with that.
Who told me?
Damn, you're annoying.
So I'm in a little group chat with Trent South, and he goes, "Watch, I'm gonna tweet this to piss off Monsante," and he tweets this thing about the Supreme Court or whatever, like clockwork. Monsante.
No. Look at this fucking idiot. Check the timestamp. He said that after I responded to him. Jesus, I keep going out. He said that after I responded to him. That was him trying to backtrack and save face.
No, because he said it earlier in our DMs, and then he was like, "Look, it worked. It's active VDM." Rico Petroselli.
Why can't you say that last name? Petroselli. It's not hard.
The way it looks on the screen.
You guys don't have Italian people in California?
No, I'm Italian. I got Italian blood. Great grandfather, founding member of Bank of Italy, Garibaldi Caracci. Dick Vermeil's grandfather. There you go. All right.
Did you know that, Little People Big World?
I had an idea. I've heard about it before.
He knows what's going on. He knows.
He also did meth. Now you're fully caught up.
That's pretty much my life story right there.
That's it.
I did have stuff prepared. I just had as I'm listening to shows, when I hear little things, I just write little lines. What did you guys think about Menners being very critical of this week of shows and Kirk kind of firing back?
Are you talking about the tweet where he was like rough? What did he say?
Yeah, rough week of shows or something.
I don't know, man. I can't.
Tough week of shows.
Oh, here he is. Now he pops in. Hey, where's the video of Clemmer? Where's the video of Clemmer?
What video of Clemmer?
We just fucking talked about 20 minutes ago where he's going ballistic about losing a bet.
Was it on his Twitter or?
It's on his Twitter. It's all over the place.
It's his most recent video.
It might as well be
I'll find it. I'll bring it up. I'll find it.
All right,
you pop up for this.
20 minutes later, he's like, "Oh, wait, what? Okay."
I'm not a huge Menners guy, and of course, we start the show and it's just me and him, and we have a nice little chat. So I feel a little bit bad about it, but the person Menners and the character Menners are two totally different people. And
the
character Menners,
I like Menners. I don't know what he meant by that tweet.
He's a sweetheart. Menners. I get what he's saying. There's like nothing big that happened. But I mean, what I like about the show is the little weird things you can pull out of it. Do you nut in your pants? Do you drive around without your mirror? Stuff like that.
Here he is.
And he's got nothing for us. Teddy Sarandis says, "I have a feeling this episode will be getting poor reviews."
Can you go to the start when you hear? Go to the start when you're ready.
Fuck Brett Boone, or fuck Aaron Boone, whoever the fuck you are. Fuck both Boone brothers. Fuck fucking Bob Boone, that cocksucker motherfucker, that fucking old man catcher. Fuck him. Fuck Aaron Boone. I see why Yankee fans hate you. They pulled Clark Smith with 6 fucking pitches. There's fucking 2 outs to fit us 1 out away. I fucking hate that cocksucker. He's a piece of shit. This is the biggest fucking bullshit. This is the worst loss yet. Now it's my 10th loss, of course, 20-10. I'm not happy about it, obviously. I see why Yankee fans are losing their fucking mind with this guy. This is the Royals. What the fuck are we doing? Awful loss. Back tomorrow, I guess. I don't know. I've had 2 drinks at the Comedy Cellar. Great show. I come back to this news. I am furious. This sucks. I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. This is awful. Fuck Aaron Boone. I'm turning into Frank. Fuck.
2 girls,
right,
1 cup.
Now?
You got that? That video is terrible. That video is horrendous.
It's a bit though, right? I mean, if you ever needed a guy to go like undercover on Skid Row or like in Kensington or somewhere like that, he just blends right in. I mean, he looks just like a heroin addict that could just be walking around talking to himself. Maybe that's his true calling. You could send him anywhere in those areas; they wouldn't know.
When you finish it with, I feel like Frank, it's a bit. It's 100% a bit.
It's a bit. It's a bit. But
that's a canned line.
And then if you go to his replies, he's like telling people he's like fuck you. He's like, I'm 20-10. Fuck you. It's like, dude, fucking take a step back. You lost the bet. Your night goes on. Shut up.
What? It's like a -110.
Yeah.
So
20-10 is still impressive, but like, dude. And the other thing that he tweets is he's like, oh, I lost. I gotta be better tomorrow. Bad pick. Like, dude, it's a bet. You lost. It's called gambling for a reason. Shut up. I
hate the way he gambles. It's a trigger for me. It's just an absolute trigger. Little people, big world guys.
We don't eat hoagies from Wawa. We don't.
Yeah, you don't eat a hoagie from Wawa when you live over there. Come on, no. That's what you do. Like LA, that's one thing.
I'll be right back. Someone just pulled up. Hold on.
Oh God, is it Oreo? That's it. My one big complaint. I mean, there's many complaints about California, Los Angeles, but you can't get a good sandwich out here like you can on the East Coast. I'm born and raised in Connecticut. I got family in Westchester County, Pennsylvania. You can get a great sandwich anywhere over there. Every town's got a great deli. You just don't have that in California, unfortunately.
It's the bread. That's what everyone says. It's the bread.
Yeah. I mean, what we have in exchange of that is you can get a good burrito on any street corner. So you kind of just trade the burrito for the sandwich. But man, I miss a good hoagie, good grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably do have a few.
Rico Petroselli, sneakers is at Monsante's house.
Electric company.
Dan Hamer.
His car's probably getting repoed out front. They're repoing his car. Oh,
Did
that's a
Alex's
funny
cat
car.
die again? Dan Hamer.
Menor. So I know we're gonna talk a little bit on the after show here, but just give the people a preview because I think I know what you're saying, and there's nothing big that happened this week. But do you not enjoy Whitney?
Oh no, I just thought
Jersey Jerry?
it was a bit all
Big
over
cat?
the place. Monday you couldn't really hear the show if you were anywhere other than a quiet room, so that made it a bit challenging. Wednesday the YouTube thing was crashing.
Oh,
and
that
then
was annoying.
I don't think, if I'm being honest, I would have rathered more from Tim and Monsante and maybe some calls than the internet crashing because I love those guys. And Friday they were watching the golf, which was fine. Like I wasn't saying it was a bad week. It was just there was no blind mic and it was a little bit uneven. That's all. And I'm surprised how sensitive Kirk is.
Saying it's a bad week.
What?
Saying it's a tough week is saying it's bad.
I guess so. But I didn't mean I just mean tough as in not smooth. Like, anyway. Look,
not a Steve Robinson
criticize
operation, right?
Anyway, Montante's here. I'm going to be doing a post-show live after this.
All right, Monsante, what happened? Did your car get repoed out front?
No. I have one friend, my buddy Adam, the guy who actually tipped me off to my mom's taxes. He pulls up anytime him and his wife are in the area. So I have pretty open right there, so you can pull up and see what I'm doing at all times. And he just pulls up, and I see a big black Escalade sitting out there. I know it's Adam, so I give him a couple of these, keep moving, and then he flashes his lights, so I had to go out there and talk to him.
That's good to know that you can just kind of peek right into.
You can see everything
Monsante.
I'm doing at all times.
All right, that's good to know for my agent on the East Coast who I send around to various places. Maybe you'll
do not send Jay to fucking New Jersey. The whole state, please stop. That's too far, as you say, way too far.
Best part about Jersey this time of year, what? That Jersey sweet corn, huh?
Is what? Jersey sweet corn? I'm not a corn guy.
You don't like the Jersey?
No, we are known for it, but I'm not a corn guy.
Oh, it's phenomenal. We used to drive down to Jersey, get the sweet corn, get the tomatoes this time of year. Woo!
No, you're right. You're spot on. I mean, I like the little tomatoes.
How do you not like corn? You like corn, Little People Big World guy?
Yeah.
Who doesn't like corn? It's just basically like water.
It's a little creepy how it comes out whole. Being honest. Are we eating plastic here or eating, food? I don't know. That part creeps me out.
Quick, too. Very quick.
Oh, yeah.
Very quick.
Very quick.
Yeah. I don't know. I might be the one person that can digest corn because I've just never had that issue.
Oh, that's okay.
I swear to God. We'll do an experiment.
Yeah, maybe, oh, God. Yeah. Maybe
yeah, corn is just – so if you were in LA, we went to get elote. You wouldn't get elote?
Fuck no.
You don't even know what that is, do you?
I don't want no part of it.
Interesting. Corn, not a vegetable. It's a grain. Super overrated. I would have thought it's a vegetable, but that's a good point now that you say it's a grain. How soon does Little People Big World guy get a call from Monsante? Oh, yeah. Are you guys on the calling? Are you ready for those phone calls, Little People Big World guy?
I'm not.
Where he's just like, I want to bet the Phillies tonight, but I need to know, what's going on with this.
My DMs are open.
DMs are open. You're not going to be on a phone call. Yeah, Monsante, you give out the phone number way too easily. How's it been going with Sig? Has Sig been calling you still?
I did not give my phone number to Sig, by the way. No, we're on 28, I think, unanswered.
Little people, Big World guy can't be related to Monsante. Look at the air. I don't know what that means.
I think hair.
Hair? Yeah, hair.
Pat Tooney looks like a pudgy Latino Kirk. I don't see that either. I see Officer Ron Farva a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, if I didn't have the mustache, people say I look like Chris Christie. So I have to have.
Oh my God! I could see that wholeheartedly. That's why you keep the mustache. Good call.
Yeah, 100%.
Good, yeah, that's a
Holy,
good
yeah,
call.
you don't want that. You don't want that. That's no
all right,
good.
so let's get into I almost forgot the listener questions. I usually do because I actually don't like doing that segment, but Menners really kind of requires it. We'll skim through them. Surprised I haven't gotten like a million angry texts from Jay while I'm on here. It's usually his cup of tea right there. Tommy Quinlan, your League Cup picks. What's the League's Cup? Is
I think Inter Miami's playing.
Messi's making his debut right now.
Yeah, I think they're playing a Mexican team. I don't know what the League Cup is, so I got nothing for Tommy.
Honorary Kane legend.
Tommy Quinlan.
Messi.
Oh
no, Lionel Messi. What takes priority on the playlist? Blind Mike's Richard Ojeda interview or KMS with Monsante third chair? KMS with Monsante third chair for me personally.
Yeah, I pay for Blind Mike's Patreon. I have listened to nothing.
I just stopped paying this month. I cut off VGS. I had to cut off. I was subscribed to like 6 Patreons that I just rarely listen to. I got a new puppy. I got a new mouth to feed, so Patreon's gone. Craig was very upset with me, which I think is unfair.
I heard VGS is slowing down.
Is it?
So I'm saying people listen to it since Mike Harris left.
The
show's not been the same.
I could tell who told you that just by the way you phrase.
I won't reveal my sources.
Minifan lore, a lot of ambiguous comments by Kirk lately regarding plans, etc. Monsante, can you fill us in, please? Also, what would you all order if attending Bio Dude's barbecue? Monsante, I'll let you go first.
I would order probably Chinese food delivered. I would not eat anything.
No. That's not the question. The first question is what's going on? What are the secret plans?
They're not telling me. They're not telling me anything.
Oh, come on. You and Cullinane gossip.
No, Cullinane cut me off. Probably smart move.
Do you have a role in the Plymouth show?
I'll be there.
Do you have a role in the Plymouth show?
No. I'll be there though. I will be there. Autographs. I will not. I have no role though.
I'm not sure.
I think my role days are done.
So Bio Dude's barbecue. I don't know if you've seen this on Twitter. Little People Big World Guy. I find nothing wrong with the Bio Dude barbecue pictures.
Any food take that you have going forward is now invalid. He's cooking Dino nuggets on the grill.
Dino nuggets, you retard. Dino
the fucking
nuggets.
Flintstones dog.
They're dinosaurs. They're called Dino Nuggets because they're the shape of dinosaurs.
I disagree.
Dino Nuggets.
I disagree.
You bozo. Mozzie, didn't he have Mozzie sticks on the grill too? I'd eat a barbecue.
I haven't that. I didn't see that. That I'm almost okay with. But if you're making those nuggets on there,
there was one questionable like burger that was up on the rack that was just like raw, but maybe it was defrosted.
That was the bacon. I saw the bacon.
Yeah, it might have been that. But I got no problem with that.
I can't believe I've been calling Dino. No one's ever said that to me. That's a great point.
You've been going through life for just 31 years.
I don't say Dino nuggets that often, but I've said probably at least 3
but they're in the
times.
shape of dino.
No, now that you say it, I get it. I get what you're saying. And I wish this was brought up to me a decade ago, maybe longer.
You have bad friends. You got bad friends.
Yeah. Jesus.
Do you say dinosaur?
No, I've never. I say dinosaur. I mean, I never made the correlation. I never made the correlation.
Oh man, that was amazing. Okay, what kind of puppy? I have he's half Belgian Malinois, half pit bull. Yeah, he's over there. Naturally. He's a fucking psychopath. He's been kicking my ass. When his Pelt's making his network debut, he's a hard guy to nail down, I would imagine, to get like a time and a place. Ted Sarandis, what kind of red wine? Little People Big World Guy. Merlot? ? That's Carlo Rossi. That's a jug of Carlo Rossi.
Pinot Noir.
There we go.
And it's from like a weird backyard fucking vineyard. And
nice.
It's very Delco. Wow. This is Delco. I walked in the backyard and there's like just 4 ladies there. My wife ordered it over the phone and I went and picked it up and just got like 4 bottles of wine for
just
$60.
Like off-market backyard Delco wine.
That's
awesome. That's pretty fucking cool. Bio Dude, speaking of Bio Dude, any FOMO for other events surrounding Kirk's visit to Plymouth? I heard the band is playing Friday night. Where? Yeah, I think from what I'm understanding, I believe Monsante, you were the one who brought this to the public's attention. It's an in and out place, right? Most people aren't staying like overnight, so it's not going to be like sexual assaults the night before.
That's me guessing because it's in most people's backyards. So they don't have to, get up and move and kind of change the local economy for a few days.
I feel like I've been to Plymouth. Is that literally where Plymouth Rock is?
Yeah.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah. I think Davers not that far from it. So we'll be staying at Davers Thursday. Oh, Jesus Christ. Thursday and Friday. And then Saturday we have an Airbnb. I'm bringing my buddy Boo, who's listened to the show.
You've been trying to force this guy down. Force this guy down our throats. When's he making his Montante's world debut?
Oh, never.
Is he better than Thad Castle? Because you've already set the standard pretty high with people you've.
No, Thad Castle's the GOAT. Little Busan's slightly below it.
All right, Roscoe says, VD, you're a great host, and you really have the ability to bring the most in the guests. No questions. I just want to throw that out there. Thank you, Roscoe. Fat Carlos from Texas says, this question is for
nice
VD.
That's not nice.
He's actually, I've warmed up on him. He's given me some good stuff. He's a good source. This question is for VD. What movie you about to audition for? That haircut, fire. No movies. Just too hot. It's just too hot. The long hair. Usually, once every like 4 years, I get a short haircut. Just lined up to be around this time. I state the obvious. Is Monsante too big for the network after rubbing shoulders with bigwigs like Joe Exotic and Ryan Whitney? When are we going to have our monthly Mike and the Minifans hosted by Mike Monsante, as promised by the stocky Aussie?
Yeah, so I got strong-armed into saying I would be a host of Mike and the Minifans. I initially declined. I think I'm going back on my false promise. I will come on when anyone wants me. Just hosting right now, it's a tall task.
Literally, whenever you want, you could call him at any moment, and he'll just drop whatever he's doing. It doesn't matter if a cat dies.
Correct.
It doesn't matter. He's
Oreo passed away last 9 days after that phone call. So rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Oreo. He had a good run.
18 years.
18 years. Jesus.
Yep.
That cat must have been looking rough.
It was legally dead for 2 years. But
yeah. Andy Mayo, how many tacos do you order when you're only eating tacos at Taco Bell?
There's one answer to this. There's one correct answer.
So I'm new to the Taco Bell game. I never ate growing up. Not because I didn't eat fast food. It wasn't.
You could definitely afford it. Yeah.
And then once I lived in California, I used to also not eat Chipotle because it's in Italy and getting Domino's. There's so much good, good Mexican food. Every street corner has a little Mexican with a grill, just making insane tacos. So, but I have been dipping my toe into the Taco Bell game recently. I don't think it's that good. It's growing on me a little bit. I never get tacos though. I get the grilled cheese. I used to get the quesarito. I don't think it exists anymore. So now I get a grilled cheese burrito. Grilled cheese burrito. Yeah. It's pretty good. So I've never had a taco from Taco Bell. You got what's your feedback?
If you're going strictly taco, you go 2 hard shell beef and cheese.
Dorito Loco?
No. 2 hard shell beef and cheese, then 2 soft chicken and cheese. So 4 is the correct answer.
I don't want to come off as elitist, but if you're going to Taco Bell and getting just tacos, there's something wrong.
Yeah, that's a fair.
Elitist.
Yeah.
What's the order? Yeah, I actually, now that I think about it, I have had. They got a crispy chicken taco going right now that I tried.
Oh hell yeah! No, that's
pretty good.
That was a. I'm so fat. I know that was a limited time thing.
It's going right now out here. It's going right now. It's out here. It's going out here.
That was
like a creamy Chipotle crispy chicken taco. Pretty good. It's basically just like a chicken select in a taco. Very good. Very good. But yeah, go ahead, little people, big world guy. What are you getting?
I mean, I'm a sucker for the Mexican pizza.
Okay, perfect. Because I never understood the hype for the Mexican pizza. Looking at it, maybe I just got to try it.
I never had it until I was living with my grandmother for a little bit, and she would get them and I tried it, and then it was life changing.
I got to try it then.
Yeah.
My queen Doja Cat, she rants about them. She loves the Mexican pizzas. So I gotta. All right, next time I go, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna report back.
Don't sleep on the Taco Bell breakfast. It sounds gross in theory. It probably is. It may be gross, but it's delicious.
Yes, here for me, I just go to the little Mexican lady on the corner, and she just makes a nice breakfast burrito
Go
for me.
to your local high school dropout drug addict. They'll make a better breakfast over there. Believe me.
I didn't go to high school here, so I don't know those kind of.
I'm not referencing you, Ding Ding. I'm saying any Taco Bell, you'll get a good breakfast.
Okay, I see.
Jeez,
All right,
that was actually nice out of you.
Andy
I went over
Mayo,
my head too.
Andy Mayo, who wouldn't come on the show because he thinks Ziggy will be upset, says, "How many tacos do you?" Oh wait, we just did that one. Next one, Rob M. How does Monsante feel? Who is this guy? I don't know who this.
He's
he's
a Steely Clubhouse fan. He lives in Lancaster. Yeah, Nadu fucking hates him, and now I do too.
I love this guy already. I absolutely love this guy. How does Monsante feel about Steely Clubhouse, given that he asked the Neil guy to be a guest on Montante's World?
Which means Steely's Clubhouse name is Neil.
Montante keeps going into Stooley Wednesday, then tosses strays at someone that left the Clubhouse world to only be a Minifan. Hypocrite. I don't understand the question, but
I don't get. So the first part I get, and I put one and two together. I asked Stooley Clubhouse at the end of June if he'd be interested, if he would come on Montante's World. Oh, Jesus. And he said he would. And I said, all right, let's try to do it at the beginning of July. Obviously, that never came to fruition. I didn't ask, but I have in my back pocket. I think his background story is interesting, ending up there during COVID. Obviously, just being a fan of Barstool and ending up there. So I didn't ask. So that was that. But the whole Allison thing coming on Mike and the Minifans, I don't get that. I didn't get when Kirk was talking about it. I watched the first 5 minutes of that show. BA compared or somehow said that she was like Monsante, and she was offended by it, went out of her way to bring it up 4 times. I am not like Monsante. So I don't know what the last part is. I think it's related to that though.
Got it. Yeah, that's all over my head. I don't know what's going on there. So I
don't know what that. I don't know.
Sig Freudahan, does Monsante get my picks? I tag him in. Also, did he see that he came in second in the biggest cup size poll?
I'm glad to say that I see some of his picks, and I did not see the poll. No.
I'm starting to turn on Sig. I kind of like him.
I know. I unblocked him. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, not for nothing. There's a lot of fucking cocksuckers out there who are scumbags on the internet. He's actually one of the few montards, as BED would say. So you know what? Let me give him a shot here. I unblock him. Within 3 minutes, he texts me, "Hey, thanks for unblocking my guy." That didn't help. Menners just said, "Wrap up." Shut up, Menners.
So Mayo, going back to I've been forgetting to show love to the chat here. Hit the post, says volcano combo before it gets taken away. Don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to check that out at Taco Bell.
Yeah, neither do I actually.
Cajun Supreme Gordita. I don't know that either. Ali bean and cheese burrito, no onion. Okay.
The longer we talk, the longer Menners has to stay awake to do his little stupid show, right?
It's the morning for him.
Just keep it going.
Mayo says, what did he say? 3 beef, 3 chicken regular. I add dairy-free sour cream at home. I see. For me, if I'm at Taco Bell, is that music just playing for me?
No, I hear it too.
Oh, yeah.
Menners is giving us, we're at the Golden Globes.
Oh my God!
How's he doing that?
How about a quesadilla over a taco at Taco Bell?
Is this how he's just gonna end it abruptly?
What
a move!
Tyrannical.
Look at the bottom screen. Check out the post show live on the network now. What a little cocksucker!
Wait. We got one more thing. We got Okay, prediction here. I'm a Chiefs fan. You're a Birds fan. You're a Jets fan. Little people, big world guy. Monsante legitimately thinks the Jets are a Super Bowl contender.
They're not even going to make the playoffs.
I couldn't agree more.
They're not going to make the playoffs.
All right, play us off, Menners.
All right. He wins that.
suck. Throw back a few wobbly pops, feeling down on my luck. And the interns ruin every show.